CRRF adopts the first annex of the New York Declaration of Refugees and Migrants, tailored to the Ugandan context. In terms of governance, its distinct characteristic is that it employs a multi-stakeholder approach. This modern buzzword, as Anila also argued, is achieved by bringing together national, regional, and local authorities, but also international and civil society organizations, refugees, and host communities to meet people's needs, but also reduce risk and vulnerability. Therefore, CRRF's dominant narrative is that it is guided by a whole society approach. The collaboration among a wide range of stakeholders, such as the United Nations, development and humanitarian partners, national and international NGOs, is expected to create a more comprehensive refugee response. As a result, the development of both Ryan and the region she is hosted are at the focus of the collective work of all actors. As the response is primarily government-led, the government of Uganda has committed to 1. Maintain the settlement approach, 2. Provide access to education and the labour market for new refugees, and 3. Continue Rehope, a joint strategy for sustainable livelihood and empowerment of public services for both refugees and host communities. This resulted in 5 pillars of engagement to ensure the protection of refugees throughout the cycle of displacement. The first pillar concerns admission and rights. Upon arrival in Uganda, Ryan was registered and provided with documentation and allowed her to exercise her rights. Unlike the hotspot approach, here refugees like her reside in settlements and enjoy freedom of movement and the right to do work. Actors in the field assisted Ryan's access to employment, and she was granted a 50 by 50 meters plot for shelter and cultivation, but also an employment waiver that allowed her to start her own business. Second is emergency response and ongoing needs pillar, which includes life-saving interventions like the satisfaction of Ryan's initial needs for food, water, and basic non-food items, such as a tent. It also entails the monitoring of Ryan's and her community's ongoing needs, which are met via service delivery or even in the form of environmental protection, for instance, from the African droughts.